Kartemquin's been around for 40 years. We began in the 60s making films about social change, films to be often with organizations that were working around social change issues. I think we see our mission now as continuing some of that work, but also as reaching broader audiences and making films that appear in theaters, that are nationally broadcast, and often thinking about reframing sort of larger issues. I think a lot of what we're trying to do is to affect things that aren't necessarily measurable, and we need to acknowledge that. We're trying to change the nature of a debate, or we're trying to move someone emotionally. What we're talking about is storytelling, we're talking about communicating with people, we're talking about, engaging an audience on an emotional level. What we saw with Hoop Dreams was it wasn't about an issue. It wasn't about a problem. It was very narrative in its nature. It was very much about families and dreams and aspirations. And so what we had with Hoop Dreams was lots of people spending 2-3 hours, a 3-hour film, with inner city families who would never watch a film about inner city families. They would never watch a film about welfare. They would, all of these issues were things that they would say, oh, that's not for me, I'm not interested in that. But they were interested in Hoop Dreams. Our more recent work, The New Americans, has been more on this level of how do you change the nature of the discussion that's going on among all the people and the different forces in society that lay the power relationships lay out in different ways. But the key thing for us, for a new documentary, is somebody has to have a passion for it. There has to be the filmmaker who, this is the film that they have the argument for it, they feel it's very important to make, and they really have that commitment to it. And that's sort of our structure, that's who we are. That's not the only way that documentaries should be made, but it is kind of part of Kartemquin's mission and how we see ourselves.